Geometry Dash released over 10 years ago now, and you will not believe it, but over half of this entire game's lifespan has been spent on just this last update, 2.1. I personally have been playing Geometry Dash for about 8 years or so, so it's needless to say that I'm a pretty seasoned player. I've been here for pretty much all of the game's highs and lows, and I only want the best for our lovely platformer game. But let's talk about the future for a second, because taking a closer look, it's not looking good. The facts. Look here, it's sad what we're seeing. This is a graph showing how long it's taken for each update to come out. Honestly, we had a good thing going with Rob in the beginning, a few months between each update, and every update was pretty small as well, but then everything changed when 2.0 attacked. Since then, each update has taken significantly longer than before. And hey, you know, it comes with its benefits. We've seen the creating scene sprout into something we've never thought could be possible, because now we actually have the time to just sit with an update and master all of its capabilities. And that part is awesome, but I would be lying if I didn't say that, you know, at a certain point, there's such a thing as too long. A lot of the best creators or people who are upcoming greats are simply getting bored. Older veterans who were here for years don't have a reason to stay. Content creation in the GD community has been growing a ton in recent years, but this stagnation in the community's motivation has halted so much of what could be in the content creation scene. I'm talking big events, you know, community or personally funded projects, tournaments, or even just having established teams or groups to represent the factions around us. It is a slow change and a slow shift, but I believe that over time, we're just gonna see the community lose more and more of its inspiration and drive. You know, trends and new solo levels, top ones, those can only keep the game alive for so long. Fun fact, as of May 1st, Geometry Dash has been taken off of the Google Play Store. And you wanna know why? It's because this game hasn't been updated in over 6 years. And as far as they're concerned, this game is too old and too dead to stay available. And you know, usually I'd be like, rah, like I hate these corporate companies for taking away so many things that we like, but if I'm totally honest with you guys, this is Rob Top's fault. As far as we're aware, the only reason 2.2 is taking so long is because he just keeps adding stuff onto it. Like, let's really think about this for a second. So far, we have seen platformer mode, swingcopter gameplay, invert gravity portal, at least 2 new levels, way too many triggers, including random glitch, rotate, time warp, song gradient, color filters, multiple color paintings, and a ton more that I can't even bother listing here. Purple pads and orbs, tons and tons of new blocks, animated objects, particles, auto build, distorting blocks, no object limit, hundreds of new icons, new UI, a new shop, online versus mode, a ton of new gauntlets, new rating system, replaceable menu music, internal rework for the hertz consistency, new shards, a replay system, an FPS counter, colorblind mode, major bug fixes for all of the things we've been complaining about, as well as matching the editor physics with the in-game physics. Bro, and you know the crazy thing? I can't even continue this. It's so ridiculous. I didn't even name all of them. But I digress. My point is, compared to every other update, 2.2 is leaps larger. It's not even close. And in my opinion, unnecessarily. So let's get right into why this wait is in fact unnecessary, or at least I feel it is. Because let's be honest, by this point, we should probably be in like 2.7. Hey, pause. I have a Discord server in case you didn't know. It's honestly where I spend most of my time, so if you've ever just wanted to talk to me or invite me to something or get early access into some of the videos that you guys like, then join. It's a link down in the description below. The hardest part to really grasp ahead of time with this update is how it'll affect the community. Obviously, we can assume, but we can only go based off of experience and what we feel might happen. So keep that in mind here. Personally, I really feel like the amount of content in the next update is just going to be overwhelming. We saw a similar thing happen in 2.1 to a far lesser degree, albeit. Imagine though, if instead of getting all of this at once, we were slowly introduced to each concept over the course of the last like 5 or 6 years. You'd see a much simpler like line of progression in our community and the creating scene that's easier to digest. But instead, what I'm afraid of here is this massive change will simply be too much for some people. Not to say that I don't care or I'm not acknowledging the newer creators, the newer wave that will inevitably come around because of this update, but I do think as a community, we really do undervalue the creators that have been here for years and years and years. I will say though, we also do undervalue like the artists who've made some of the biggest songs in this community, but I don't think that we're ready for that conversation yet. If I'm honest, I just don't want to see a big wave of established names leave the game again because of another estranging update. It's why, if I'm totally honest, I partially would rather 2.2 just never comes, because you know we've made quite the community here and it functions, and 2.2 will force us to reinvent all of that. But you know, that's like the small nostalgic part of me that just doesn't want things to change because, you know, according to you guys, I'm old and in the past, so. Anyway, remember when RobTop said that 2.2 would be a small update and would only take a couple of months maybe? Yeah, or remember when he said that it would take a longer time, not a couple of months, but it would definitely be sooner than 2.1 because that took a couple of years, right? Yeah. No. It's needless to say at this point that Rob doesn't have the greatest track record with these things, but I do want to make one thing clear. I don't fully blame the guy. Of course, I think the smarter decision would be to make smaller updates or get a dev team, but the fact of the matter is it's just one guy who's been entertaining millions of people for over 10 years now. It's a lot of pressure, and I don't think that any one of us can really understand how he must be feeling about finishing this update. Yeah, but however, facing the facts, if we're gonna make something cool out of this community and progress, we kind of need to take things as they are and not how we might want them to be. You know, 2.2 isn't here and it's not on the horizon either, so I'm gonna put something on the table here so that maybe we can get things started ourselves. I only want the best for Geometry Dash. I want to see this community grow into something that we can be proud of. We should be more than just mega collab parts and trendy solo levels. We deserve to see large-scale tournaments, more community-wide events, content creation that, you know, pushes the boundaries of the entertainment past what we've seen in the community thus far. Okay, I can try and cover that one. I think for a long time, we've just struggled with coming together. It's always taken people like Viperin to take leadership and make things happen. And, you know, that's okay. It only takes one person to push that boundary of what's possible to inspire the rest. We've seen it in creating. It happens all the time, actually. So we can actually make this happen here now. Shameless plug, but in my Discord server, I've begun what could potentially be the largest scale tournament the community has ever seen. I'm putting my heart into it, and I'm hoping that by the end of it, it'll be something that you guys are eagerly waiting to happen again. But, you know, I can only do so much. If there are any of you guys who work well in organizing, graphic design, editing, or even if you're just someone who could help fund these projects, I'm going to be opening my DMs on Discord. I want to network with you guys and make things happen that we could never imagine in this community. Maybe like an annual World Cup. That could be fun. I know that by this point I've said a lot and I've kind of drifted from my original point a bit more than I would have liked to. And, you know, I will admit that while this video is mostly scripted, I always make my scripts based off of my raw thoughts. I just like struggle putting them together into phrases on the spot sometimes. Whether 2.2 comes out tomorrow or next year or in 5 years, this is our community, and with some work, we can make this mean something. Also, before we head out, I will just say that, you know, 2.2 will offer a slew of positive things as well. It's not just the negatives. Obviously, the new features will give us almost unlimited potential for creating. Our community will evolve fundamentally as we see in every update. I can't wait to see the new players that rise up because of the 2.2 era. We'll have tons and tons and tons of new content at our disposal, which I hope by that point is a really big thing in the community. Also, you know, Rob has talked about getting a dev team for update 2.3, which I think is awesome. Obviously, that's kind of just speculation at the moment. We have to see if he really pulls through with that, but I say it just to get across that, you know, there's potential for better things upcoming. I'm hopeful for the future of things. Objectively, not having an update for over 6 years has definitely taken its toll on the community, but it's not something that we're stuck in. We can be excited about Geometry Dash and everything that happens inside of it. I love this game and I only want to see it prosper, so let me know what your thoughts are on this. On this channel, I honestly just like to bring up topics that make us think, because the conversations are always lovely. Again, if you'd like to contribute to any projects in the future, then join my Discord server or just DM me and I'd love to talk to you guys. I'm thinking that by the end of the year, we should try to reintroduce like player level battles or something like that. That was honestly really cool. Or even creator battles that you do like live on stream with challenges. Like I remember people really liking those as well as myself. I will say as well, by the time that you're seeing this video, I will be on vacation. I'm natively from the US, but I'm going to be out in Europe for the next couple of weeks. But, you know, no worries, because I'm still going to be communicating with you all, especially in the Discord server. And once I'm back, I'm going to be going so hard with content again so that I can have stuff here for you guys to be excited about. And no promises, but I really hope that by that time I can finally get back to working on my new top 1 level, solo level, Transhumanist. There's definitely a lot to be excited for, but there's also a lot of work that needs to get done first before we can just kick our feet up and relax. For now though, you know, just stay real and peace out, guys. Let's crack some eggs.